another episode of Shit I'm 30 with me, your host Carla Ramirez.
And your boy Anthony Bertram.
Why are you looking like them like that? It's so seductive.
I don't know. I just feel like this I feel playful for some reason.
Did you smoke?
On the way here.
Oh, okay.
I haven't smoked here though.
But then you ate, so
I did
you
eat.
probably. I don't know.
But
Whatever.
I'm here.
I'm glad
ready.
he's here. Y'all here. I'm here. We're here. We're here together.
Oh, okay. So we are recording early. We're recording a couple
early.
days. Yeah, a couple
What's
days
today?
before.
Wednesday?
It's Wednesday, bitch.
Oh,
We just
yeah.
dropped the episode yesterday.
You're right.
You turned around and wanted to record within 24 hours.
Of dropping one.
Yeah.
They don't know that. They get in it next Tuesday.
Yeah, I just want to put it out there, bitch. This is how much she keep me in the studio, bitch.
She's
So Carla brought up a good point. She's been here. She hasn't been out for 3 weeks, bitch. You haven't did anything but stay in the house.
literally, I have not seen humans. Yesterday for a couple hours, I left with Jenna and we snuck into a hotel to use the pool.
Oh, so yes, it was the Royal Marriott.
Yeah.
Bitch, I could at least went to Waldorf Astoria. I mean,
No, I like it there because they have the slides and stuff for the kids. We had Ayana and Hayden.
oh, I forgot.
Yeah. You keep forgetting that you have friends with children. Friends with children
Yeah.
have to do children things. And that place usually has like conventions and like zaddies. So we were trying to figure out like something good for them, something good for us. Let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's only $20 for parking. We park in the parking garage, walk over, and then we have all the amenities on our fingertips. We're just trying to figure out what room number to use next time we go so we can go to the bar.
And order stuff.
Yeah.
You just see that is so, bitch. That's so problematic.
And
I
I bet you if I was there with a room number, you're going to come and drink some.
No, I would not. I would
Okay.
because that's stealing, bitch, and you gonna go to jail.
I'm not going to jail.
Yeah.
I mean, if they find out, I'm be like, all right, well, here's the money.
Yeah, so we supposed to be going to this R&B night party tonight. Carla came up with the suggestion, her and Jenna. We're gonna see if they ask us really gonna go.
I know. It's like just the thought of it being, I just don't really want to be around people. I've gotten back, but I know I need to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I haven't been social outside of you and seeing Jenna. I have seen no one. Dex came over. We took pictures here. I didn't even leave the house. I did not want to leave the house. I didn't even want to take pictures outside of the house.
So you just been going to the gym and that's
The
it.
gym, and that's it.
And you ain't been going there often.
No, I pulled my tricep muscle.
When?
Like, it's not pull. I think I like strained it from Saturday's workout.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been hurting really bad. But now I can finally like touch my shoulder like this. I couldn't touch it for the past 2 days, but it's better now. I think I can go back tomorrow.
Well, you know, I've been in the gym. I've been looking good. I've been feeling myself.
Been
And
feeling
everything.
myself.
Sitting up here looking like a thick snack.
Why are you whispering?
Because I feel sexy. That's my sexy voice.
Yeah, I know it was because you have the lean back and the sir.
And it depends on what role I'm playing too, because you know.
Like, who are you flirting with? Ew. Like, you're in front of me, bitch. Like,
Bitch,
ew.
no, so I showed Carla a fucking before we started recording.
Yeah, we don't have to say this on air.
Yes, we can. Yes,
That's
we do. We
disgusting.
show, bitch, and I'm gonna show you why it's not disgusting. So I was, it's this dude or whatever. He sent me. You know how people just be sending nudes or whatever. So
No, people don't just be sending nudes, and that's not a nude. That is a full-fledged getting like hammered in the ass.
No, it wasn't. Let me tell the
Video.
story, bitch. So I came across it. He sent me a video of him playing with a dildo. Now, when I saw it, I was turned the fuck on. I was just like, it was just naturally.
That turned you on?
Naturally. So I was just like, so I showed it to Carla, and she was like, bitch, what? And he took out the dildo. The dildo was really, really fucking big. And this bitch screams like, what is that white stuff? When I tell you,
you still haven't told me what that white stuff. Well, you did it, and I don't believe it. Like,
so
it's disgusting.
I tell, like, you know, when we have sex, anal sex and stuff like that, one thing that we kind of like aspire to have as gay men is to make the bottom cream, right? That white secretion, which basically, I guess it comes from the prostate and everything like that. So I guess it will be equivalent to you pissing and squirting on people or stuff
no,
like that.
it is not the equivalent.
Bitch, to you. I'm talking about to you
Oh,
as
oh,
a heterosexual
okay.
person, how y'all just get so turned on by you pissing on people. That's the
don't.
same thing.
You gonna stop saying I'm pissing on people now?
Well, it
Have some respect for my squirt.
Oh, just even the sound of that, bitch. Squirting is pissing. But anyway, so yeah, I just fucking died just to hear a straight girl. So what the fuck is that?
Go into the shit you should know.
All right. So shit you should know this week. Switching gears, you guys. So I came across an article when I was on Twitter, and basically what it said is that ecstasy and Molly, which is MDMA, is being used accompanied with a psychotherapy to treat PTSD, social anxiety, and depression, and alcohol addiction. So basically what Molly is, I never tried it, but basically it's a psychedelic. They just approved mushrooms to be legally used by the FDA and everything like that.
But only in Denver. Don't y'all be going around wherever you're from trying to get shrooms.
But they're trying to make it a whole thing. So they've been studying the effects of Molly and ecstasy as well. And basically from the studies is that 2/3 of individuals that was treated, like they did a case study, and 2/3 of individuals that had social anxiety, when they was taking MDMA along with therapy, 2/3 of the people that came out of it was no longer qualified to have social anxiety. So
I gotta do Molly.
Huh?
So I gotta do Molly.
Yeah, Molly. I was talking to somebody about Molly.
I did Molly once, and it was the worst experience of my life.
Really? I never did it.
Carla
before.
put it in my drink. I was going through a really bad breakup. I think I've talked about it before, and she put it in my shot and didn't tell me. And you know how I freak out about drugs, so I was already crying. I was already depressed.
It's just like crack to me. Like,
it is. I look at it. I just looked on here. It's considered a Schedule I narcotic.
Yeah.
Like it's used for abuse only.
But they're doing more studies about it to take it out of Schedule I on narcotic. Basically, yeah. People use it more to abuse it than for the benefits of it. So that's why it's Schedule I. But go ahead. Like, what was your effects from it?
So apparently it just emphasizes whatever you're going through from people that I've been talking to that have done Molly before. So it's like if you're sad, you're only going to get sadder. Or if you're like happy or horny, it's like that's why the experience is so great, because it's like you want to be touched and you're feeling a good way. That's why they do it like during music and shit. Like they're just feeling it. I was feeling sad and I was going through a really bad breakup. So I ended up throwing up and crying in the bathroom.
Oh, it's so crazy. Because basically what they say it's supposed to do, it affects the part of the brain that is responsible for fear and anxiety. And it's supposed to basically produce an empathetic and pro-social feeling where you're wanting to go and talk to people. All of that, that doubt in your mind and stuff like that. But they say Marley is not pure like it used to be. Like someone when I was talking to, I think it was one of my coworkers. It was so funny, realtors, we talk about a lot of shit at my real estate office. But they were saying that Molly is not in its pure form anymore. And if anybody tell you they have Molly, they're lying, because it's like it's been so diluted and stuff like that about the streets.
That's like weed. When I speak to Ayana about the whole weed thing in school, I'm like, if you're really that desperate to try any type of drug, come to me first.
Well, weed is now regulated and stuff like that and different. And there's so many different strands out there that is actually grown by botanists. Yeah, they make it. Yeah, I know that.
Like people make it. Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing as Coke. I guess Coke in its pure form is supposed to be better than the street shit. So I guess that's exactly what it's supposed to be for Molly. So I just never did it. Even when these bitches was talking about they popping Molly, they sweat and all this stuff, I ain't never think that shit was cute. Anything that gotta make me sweat and make me feel some type of way, I don't want.
Molly, I'm sweating. Woo!
But basically Molly was created in 1912 by Merck, which is a pharmaceutical company, but no one tried it until 1970. Basically, it was a scientist that decided to do an experiment on himself and another guy, and they went out and
You know what this reminds me of? What is it called? That show where he was making the blue meth.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Just making sure. I love that show.
So yeah, guys, most of this information I got was from healthline.com and also vice.com. So yeah, look out soon. They're going to try to, it's looked to be Molly is, well, not Molly, MDMA is looking to be approved from the FDA by 2021. And it seemed very, very effective. So it was also talking about, like I said, treating depression too, but there's still studies out there to see if it really works.
I was about to be like real smart. But let me tell you guys what MDMA stands for, bitch. Just kidding.
What did it say?
Methylenedioxymethamphetamine. Child, MDMA.
Yeah.
But it's ecstasy. Molly is ecstasy.
Yeah, it is. Molly and ecstasy is the same thing. So I guess it's been around since the 80s. I just started hearing about Molly in like the early 2000s. I didn't hear anything about it before then, but it was a
I didn't know about Molly's till Rick Ross.
Until what?
Not Rick Ross. Rick Ross put a Molly and she ain't even know it. But
Trinidad James.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's when and that was 2012-ish.
I thought it was the early 2000s.
No.
It could have been 2000.
I was working.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah,
it was a big song in the club. So it was.
I wanted all that gold, bitch. Gold all in my chain. Gold all in my ring. Hey, gold all in my watch.
Don't believe it.
Watch this nigga. That shit was. Bitch, what happened to him? His ugly ass.
I don't know.
Listen,
He passed by us when I was in New York. We were in, what building were we in? I was somewhere with Mandy, and he walked out. Oh, we were at Bleacher Report, and he was walking out, and Mandy's like, you know who that is? And I was like, no. She's like, that's Trinidad James. I'm like, is it really? It didn't even look like him.
Yeah. You know, that nigga, he looked like Pootie Tang. If you ever remember that.
Yeah, but he definitely had he walked out that building.
Oh, he was born in 1987 too.
Oh, he's our age.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he was Trinidadian. Oh, I guess he was ugly though. He wearing them tight ass motherfucking pants and stuff like that.
He was different. He was different. I wish he would have had more songs.
Yeah, you know, but people come out sometimes be one hit wonders, and you think they're gonna come out and make it. And
it happens all the time.
It does. It does. So we picked that shit. I picked that shit you should know this week because I've been dying to talk about depression and anxiety. You know, everybody knows that Carla suffers. I wouldn't say suffer. Is that a correct way? You suffer from anxiety? Yeah. So you know, she suffers from anxiety. I don't know much about anxiety. And I know she posted a video on her social media and it got a big response and a lot of people reached out.
I'm pretty open I talk about it on here. Mm-hmm. I talk about it a lot on my Instagram. I have a lot of people that I guess mental health right now is a big thing. And what sucks about it is I think a lot of people are using it for clickbait. Yeah. And just talking about it and saying, oh, maybe what I'm feeling is this. Not everyone is dealing with anxiety. Sometimes you're just worried about something or you're going through whatever situation in life. But I love the fact that whether some people are using it for clickbait or not, it's bringing awareness to it. Yeah. Because it's real. And when I talked about it on my video, it's at least for me, I grew up being told I was crazy. Mm-hmm. It's you're crazy for this, you're crazy for that. And it's just I'm crazy. Mm-hmm. You know, but now I'm starting to realize I'm not crazy. And what I'm going through is real and I can control it. And with me being able to, or learning about it and learning how to create steps to calm it down, it doesn't make me feel as crazy. Got you.
So you guys know I started therapy, about 5 months, going on 6 months now. And basically throughout my therapy sessions, I was diagnosed with what did she say, bitch? It was some major depressive disorder. Okay, so I suffer from depression. Through my talks and everything like that with her, this has been something that I've been struggling with as a kid. We were just talking. I told her, you know, basically what I do is I lock myself in my room, and that becomes my safe space. And you know, for whatever reason, that triggers me to do that. I did it as a kid as well. Mm-hmm. And my mom used to think I was antisocial. It was one time she actually pulled me to the side and had a full-blown conversation with me.
You antisocial?
Me antisocial, right. And I told her, I was like, no, girl, I'm very social and stuff like that in school. I just don't want, I just didn't want to be out and about, dealing with anybody. So, yeah, I suffer from depression. And it's just days that it's certain things that trigger it. It's sometimes it just comes out the blue. Yesterday I was having a rough day. I felt it coming on, so I have this routine. I wake up every morning, I take Roscoe out, I go to the gym, and, working out is supposed to help it or everything like that. But after the gym, I was coming back home and I just felt like this blanket. That's exactly what it feels like. It feels like something is weighing you down and I just feel myself being pulled down. I'm like, oh shit. Oh bitch, depression is coming. Now, a lot of stuff has transpired in the past week. Nothing big, but it was major. I felt drained. My sister came into town asking me for fucking money and all this other stuff. I had to take her out, which was not a big deal. And then, it was Gabby's birthday and then me recording and then my clients. And I'm just running so many different levels. Then I had a issue with one of my friends that called me fucking selfish, which is a trigger word for me. So all of that shit just finally just caught up with me on Tuesday, and I was like, oh bitch, I feel like I'm having it, I'm about to have an episode. But through therapy, I'm learning to identify it and to do things to make sure I don't slip into it deeper. So yeah, I wanted to do this episode because, mental health is something that we definitely, I think we discover in our 30s. Some of us discover it early on, but we've been alive long enough to understand and to know, hey, maybe I might need to go talk to someone.
I don't know anyone that has developed it as an adult. I think we're learning about it as adults because our parents don't really know. I know Ayana sometimes goes, I'm feeling anxious. I'm having anxiety. And sometimes I wonder, I'm like, I know she sees me. I don't see her too much as anxious, but I know she has like other things that we've dealt with in therapy with her. But not necessarily anxiety, because she's very chilled. I know the world can crash outside, and as long as she's got her computer and a couple snacks.
Same here, bitch.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Y'all all could die. It's like, is my mama good? All right, we good. Don't worry about it. To me, with anxiety, I'm always worried about the future. I don't live in the moment.
Yeah.
So that's probably what has gotten me here. But I was like that as a child as well. Like I remember I was
just to piggyback on you. So depression, I live in the past a lot. I don't necessarily. So anxiety is living in the future. Depression is living in the past. What is I could have done this better, or this happened to me, or something that has already happened makes me depressed. It's not the future that depresses me.
Oh, so yeah. My anxiety comes from the future, not being able to control it, not being able to know like what is going to happen. So and it happens with everything. You sent me something that your therapist posted that it was like anxiety.
What anxiety is. Yeah, she suffers from anxiety, which I'm figuring out. I'm figuring out a lot of shit about my therapist.
You have been. He has been coming here to me. I found this out about my therapist. I found this about my therapist.
Me and my therapist I feel like she's actually like. She's my friend. Like
that's what I've been telling you about my therapist. I think that's my dog.
Yeah.
But she don't follow me on social media.
But my therapist do follow me on social media and comment on stuff. And like she was the first one to comment on my picture. I was like, come on, Shane. I fuck with you, girl.
No, mine. I don't want to take it there. I do, but I don't. Because when we're together, it's like we're girlfriends talking. And I love that. Like she talks to me like raw and real. I need that though. Yeah. I don't need anyone like being. I'm not a sensitive person. Yeah. So it's like you got to talk to me like. Go straight to the point, and sometimes like tell me I'm wrong. But
that whole post, explain that to me because I did not get. So
okay, so this anxious people can often seem bossy or nitpicky because their anxiety disorder manifests as deep need for control and order. It might not be about how the socks are folded. So there's a little picture on it, and it says, "The world is chaos. My socks must be perfect." So there's so much going on and I can't control it. So the world, there's so much going on. So you're just like, the one thing I can control is my socks, you know? Mm-hmm. So it has nothing to do with the socks. It's just, there's so much going on. I'm going to focus on like fixing what I can. Mm-hmm. So when you and I sometimes have arguments about this, it's like, there's so much going on that I can't control or I don't know about. I'm like, we can make this perfect. Let's just focus on this. Let's do this way because I can't control what's going on the outside, or I can't control, or I don't know what's coming. Mm-hmm. So just not knowing what's coming, none of us know what's coming, but I sit there in the past. So there's times that I have to remind myself to live in the moment. I remember during Brilliant Idiots, I wasn't living in that moment, and I was rewatching the video of the YouTube, and I was on my phone. You texted
me when you were about to go, and I said, "Bitch, live in the." I specifically said,
"And you
live
did."
In the moment.
And as I'm watching the video, I'm a lot on my phone, and I'm looking down, and I'm like, "Girl, what were you doing?" I wasn't mentally prepared because again, I wasn't going there for that. Mm-hmm. So when it shocks me, all I'm thinking about is how are people going to hear me? What am I going to say? What am I not going to say? While I'm thinking of all these things in the future of what they're going to hear once this episode drops, I didn't live in that moment.
So I first discovered that my first real like big bout with depression was when I was doing parties. I've said multiple times, and I said like after every party, I used to put so much stress and pressure on myself to reach this level, like to reach these numbers or something like that. And if I had a bad day, or if I didn't reach that goal, what I would do is I'll come back home and I'll lock myself up in a room, and I would tell myself how I fucking suck, how you're not as popular as you think you are. Nobody fucks with you, it's like a lot of self-hate talk that after days of doing that, weeks of doing that, it beat me like where I was paralyzed. I couldn't do anything. Damn. I didn't produce for months. I didn't leave the house. I ended up losing my relationship because he just didn't understand what the fuck was going on. I lost friendships and stuff like that through that. So basically, I wanted to give the clinical definitions of anxiety and depression disorder. So basically, from the Mayo Clinic, depression is a mood disorder that causes a persistent feeling of sadness and a loss of interest, also called major depressive disorder or clinical depression. It affects how you feel, think, and behave, and can lead to very variety of emotions, emotional and physical problems. You may just have trouble doing normal day-to-day activities, and sometimes you feel like life isn't worth living. So, bitch, I don't want to clean up my house.
So I've been depressed since I was born. I don't like to clean. My cleaning lady's here right now.
Yeah. Only thing I have enough energy to do throughout when I'm depressed is to go to the gym. And I tell people, like my friends ask me, it's like, even my therapist is like, well, you work out, you do all these other things. And it's just like, yeah, but bitch, that's like me eating breakfast. Like that's what that has become to me. That's something I just do is go to the gym. Right. I know I have to do that. So with anxiety, you want to go ahead and read the definition for anxiety?
Do you have it on the outline?
Nope. I just looked up something. Okay. So anxiety is your body's natural response to stress. It's a feeling of fear and apprehensive about what's to come. The first day of school, going to a job interview, or giving a speech may cause people to feel fearful and nervous. But if your feelings and anxiety are extreme, last longer than 6 months, and are interfering with your life, you may have an anxiety disorder.
Yeah, it's like it's the future. And I get a lot of questions. I think you've asked me, like, I don't know what anxiety is. What the hell does that feel like? And there's times where I don't sleep and you'll see me tired. I can't sleep. Like I'll go at night and I'll lay there and my brain doesn't shut off. So just imagine your brain going 1,000,000 miles an hour. And it's like so many thoughts of things that you shouldn't even be thinking about. They're going through my mind all the fucking time, nonstop. That shit makes you feel crazy.
Can you stop it? Because I'm able to stop that.
I can't stop
it. And that's what my therapist says. She's like, see, you don't suffer. Everybody has anxiety. Everybody has a little bit of anxiety. Right.
You can get something can make you anxious. Like, I feel a little anxious. That's fine. Yeah. It's the disorder comes when you can't stop it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it. So and there's times when I know where it's coming from and there's times that I don't know where it's coming from. When I don't know where it's coming from, that's when an attack happens. Because if I know why it's happening, it's like, okay, tomorrow I have a job interview, like that said.
Yeah.
I know where it's coming from. So I'm like, okay, Carla, let's think about it. What are all the options or the possibilities of what can happen, during this interview? All right. So what are the possibilities that can happen? You can not get a job. The questions that they may ask that I'm nervous about answering. I can start going through that. It might keep me up for some hours, but here I am knowing why I'm feeling anxious and working through it. There's times that I just start feeling nervous and I'm scared. Something's about to happen. What is about to happen? And then my brain starts going to all these million different things. Like, is it going to be a car accident? Is someone about to call me? And if it's something with my family is going to happen, I'm going to be broke. Ayana's going to get sick. Like all these future things that have nothing to do with anything. And you're like, stop. And it just doesn't stop. It feels like there's a walls closing in from the side, the top, the bottom. You can't escape it. You can't breathe. Then your chest starts hurting. I'm worrying so much that literally my chest just feels like it's going.
They said it feel like a heart attack.
Yeah. I've had times where I literally said, this is it. I'm dead. Yeah. Like I'm about to die. Like that's literally what it feels like. So I can take my medication, which I've talked about before, but I don't like taking meds. And I keep them in my in my purse, just in case. But the feeling of not being able to actually feel my feelings, that's a feeling. So I'm sitting there wanting to feel like I know this would trigger me right now, or I know that this makes me feel some type of way, but I can't feel anything. And I'm not necessarily high. Xanax made me high. So Ativan is the one that I have now. I don't feel high per se, but I feel numb. And nothing matters. Literally, you can go out there and shoot through people outside, and I'll just be like, well, somebody call 911.
Yeah. So that's the depression. Girl, depression. I'm just like, well, bitch, I ain't worth living anyway, bitch. So I don't give a fuck what's going on. Like my fucking business can be falling down. Like my fucking, it's
as long as you're in your cocoon, you're fine.
As long as I'm here, and then it's like it's dangerous for me to be alone too, because what will end up happening if you don't talk or you don't have coping skills? Like they say, depression is a slippery slope. Your thought starts to run wild. You really do start to believe you're not shit, and then you start questioning, why am I alive? Like, would the world be better off without me? I'll
be completely transparent with you. Recently, I've been having those thoughts. Like, is it even worth it being here? Like, who am I adding to? Or it's like, if I die, will anybody show up to my funeral? Why don't I? Then I'm like, it's such hard work to make a business grow. Or it's like every day I'm thinking, like when I think about Ayana, she's always hungry. I always got to pick her up, like take her to school, make sure she's good, clothes, her puberty, like all these things. And lately I've just been like, it would be so much easier if I wasn't here. Not that I think I want to do it, but it's like the thoughts are happening. And I was like, that's scary, girl.
Yeah. and to be honest with you, Carla, I don't think we're not therapists. We're not therapists, right?
And if
we
y'all
have to get a disclaimer from the beginning. We're not therapists. What we say is just from our experiences and stuff like that, and just things that we talked about our therapists that affects us. But thoughts like that, like, I think anybody at any age and stage just think about like, they can question existence in a sense.
Yeah.
And questioning existence, especially when you feel overwhelmed and everything like that, it's as long as you're able to snap out of it, right, and actually identify what it is, and you can move past it. But I haven't had any like major suicidal thoughts or anything like that. I haven't gotten that bad with depression, and that's when it becomes a problem, when you actually start having suicidal thoughts, like envisioning yourself cut your wrist or taking pills even before it gets that bad. I don't understand
the whole cutting wrist thing. It's just like, I don't like pain.
Well, so it depends on women tend to take passive ways out. They're less successful in suicide than men, because men tend to take the hard way out, either a bullet to the head, or a noose or something like that. Women will take pills. Women will. I'm not, and we're not going to go down the line. But cutters
don't try to kill themselves. Cutters, from what
that's what I heard. Yeah,
what I hear about cutters and what I've read before in books and stuff, they do it to you feel you feel so much pain inside. And you're having all this emotional pain, you'd rather feel physical pain. So you cut to feel a different type of pain.
Well, I'm talking about when you cut your wrist to die.
Oh, no, I was talking about, I'm talking about cutting.
About just like coping or something like that.
Cutting, like cutters.
No, not cutters. No, that's something
that's
totally
like
different.
Slit my wrist to die.
Slit my wrist to die. And, or, whatever suicidal thoughts, stuff. And it's my sister, she suffers from anxiety. She has panic attack. My first time seeing anybody have a panic attack was when my sister was told some information that was just too much for her to process. And you just see her turning red, her eyes, she can't stop crying, and then she just passes out. And shit. And it's like, bitch,
you ain't shit. You ain't shit.
Because I thought about that big bitch did pass out. Bitch, she did. It's like, fuck. But no, on a serious note, and then it's like I'm the opposite end. Bitch, I suffer from depression, and it's embarrassing too, because when you come talk to people about depression, even if when I didn't know what it was and I was talking to my friends, and they're like, "Well, Anthony, did you get up and do this today?" No. And it's just like, it's so embarrassing. It makes me even more depressed. It makes me more depressed to hear that you're going out living your fucking life, doing what you're supposed to, and I can't get my shit together. Like, what is it about it? And depression can be it is a chemical imbalance too sometimes, right? I don't take medication or anything like that for it yet. But just to see that social media does not. Oh my God, social media just enhances fucking depression, right?
I think social media enhances mental health, period. It's just, it's all this comparison, it's all this highlight reels, there's all this perfection, quote unquote. And none of it is like that. None of it. There's people literally sitting on a mattress at home with no money, broke as hell, but they just happen to have an iPhone.
Yes.
From Metro piece of shit.
Or you think that their relationship is so good. Oh, I want a relationship like that. And that's what,
bullshit.
That's also depression is tied to self-esteem too. Usually people with low self-esteem have suffer from depression as well. And it's just like, oh, my life is not as good as theirs. Oh, I'm not as good. And it's just like,
you'll never know what's really going on behind closed doors.
We have to stop doing that. What do you do to cope? What are some of your coping skills when you with anxiety?
I talk a lot about journaling. I start talking to myself because when I'm going through like this panic, so much going on in my head. So I talk to myself through writing. Or I'll be like, I'm feeling whatever it is. I'll just write it down. I don't use an actual journal. So when I did my video on Instagram, I got a lot of messages from people saying, "Oh my God, I journaled too," and they were sending me like pictures of their actual journals. I don't use a journal per se. I have a lot of stuff on my notes. I'm a very like techie person when it comes to that. Like, I'm not old school paper and pen. So my notes are on the computer. If I want to really, really write a lot and I have a lot on my mind, I type pretty fast. So I'll have Word documents and a folder with my Word documents. So that's where I journal. And again, it's not an everyday thing. So if you feel like, oh, journaling is a Monday through Sunday type thing and every day, no, that's a diary. Some people can keep that. I can't keep a diary to save my life. Sometimes it'll be a couple times during the week. Sometimes I won't go back to the journal for a month. Yeah. It's just whenever I'm going through something and then I go back and read it, I'm like, oh yeah, bitch, you crazy. But what happens is after I let it out on my journal, I'm like, ooh, especially when I want to fuck somebody up. Yeah. And it's like someone else triggered me.
They done saved my friends multiple times, me turning to that pen and paper done saved some people asses, bitch. I'll tell you this. So I actually use a pen and paper. The whole writing thing is therapeutic to me. It's kind of like, it does take me back to my Dear Diary days. It also lets me be very specific in the things I'm going to say, because your damn hands start hurting after you write for a little bit. So you're like, bitch, get to the point. So instead of me rambling on, I just write it down. I'm able to tell just by my penmanship how angry I was, or what I was feeling.
And when you're coming down towards the end.
Exactly. So the writing thing is very powerful for me. But you're right, I don't do it every day or anything like that. It's, it just depends on what I really need to get out. I should do it way more often than I have been doing. But last time I journaled, I think was like last week, and I made myself to do it because I want to start doing it in the morning.
There's an app called Calm also.
Yeah, I've downloaded it. I just didn't want to pay for the subscription.
I don't want to pay for the subscription either. You know what? Let's reach out to Calm. Maybe they can help us out with if they give me a coupon.
We said your name on this podcast, so bitch, you better say yeah.
What?
I'm talking to Calm.
Oh. You gonna call them a bitch, and I want to say, hey, reach out to them?
If they hear this podcast, they get another bitch.
No, but Calm I did use, and it took me a minute to be able, because meditation and yoga is really hard for me, but I have to learn to just live in the moment. But I did talk about in a previous episode how my therapist told me to just be in the moment, and does not think. So I can turn on a show maybe on Netflix, put my phone away, and just focus on that one show and not think about anything else. And that'll calm me down because I'm just watching whatever they're doing. So that definitely helps for me too. And then I'll drink tea, I'll go for a walk, or I'll go to the gym. Going to the gym does help because I let out so much energy. By the time I'm done, bitch, I'm too tired to be anxious. It's like, go to sleep.
Yeah. My coping skills, we talked about it. Like I said, it was journaling. Working out is a big thing. Working out releases endorphins and everything like that, and which is a happy hormone or something like that that's in your body that your brain produces. So it's very important to work out. Going for a walk, getting some sunlight, vitamin D, definitely helps. Getting out of the house. So this is why I'm very, me running and stuff like that. When you guys saw me running a lot, nigga, I was depressed, bitch. When you see me in the fucking gym all the time, nigga, I'm depressed. Not necessarily, but friend, when we a couple months ago, I was working out constantly. Yeah. And it was part of my self-care. Me hanging out with friends and stuff like that, I have to make sure I do that as well. And then also being nice to myself. And that just comes from bitch, going to get my favorite. If I feel down, I make sure I do the things that I like. I go get my favorite food.
Oh, so when y'all see him at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, getting them ribs with French fries?
No. In fact, I haven't been in a depressed state for a while, but yeah, I go get my favorite food or something like that, and I just treat myself and just tell myself in the mirror I'm a bad bitch and everything, and just positive affirmations. I was meditating before I went into therapy because I was reading different books and everything like that, because again, I didn't know what it was. I had a feeling that it was depression, but I didn't want to diagnose myself without actually being known. So I tried meditating and stuff. Meditating, it helps. It does calm your mind, and it's a big thing. It's just making the time for me to do it constantly.
There's some natural things that I do take though that I wanted to if you're dealing with it. There's something called HTP5. It's a herbal pill over the counter at Walgreens or Vitamin Shop. You can get HTP5 to sleep, because I don't like taking I'll take Z-Quil sometimes, but it's still drugs. So there's something called valerian root. My father and I both would take it. When you burp, it's disgusting. That's like any herbal supplement, but valerian root is really, really good too. And then green tea. Sometimes during the day or in the morning, if I feel some type of way, I'll drink, it's not just any tea, chamomile tea, or definitely I'll do what I just did now, 2 bags of green tea.
So you have to calm yourself in your anxiety moments.
I have to make myself calm down. I have to find something to calm down.
And I have to try to be energized. I have to find the energy somewhere.
I'm trying to think, when's the last panic attack? Oh, well, no, I'm not gonna talk about that one. Well, yeah, when the flight thing for when my friend was coming, and everything just went to shit, and I'm getting the phone calls this is not working out. We gotta do this flight, but that flight, and everything's the person's there, and I'm just there's nothing I can do other than find these flights, pay for them, get them done. And my anxiety comes from I can't help them because I'm not there. It's I can't talk to the people. I'm not at the desk. This is all happening in New York, and I'm in Florida. Then it also happened to me when I was. A really bad one that I can remember was when I was going to therapy with my boyfriend. and my ex, and we're sitting there talking together, and I don't know what it was, what triggered me, something with him. We were talking, and I was just so angry, and I just can't control what he thinks or what he would say. And I'm trying to get him to understand something, and he's not getting it. I just started shaking and hyperventilating, and it was so bad. But I knew I think that might have been the last therapy session we did, because I remember I couldn't control myself. She's like, breathe. She gets me water and all these things. And he was sitting on this side of the couch, just sitting there. Never touched me. Never said, are you okay? Just stared at me. I guess. I don't know, because I couldn't put my hands up. I was so embarrassed that I couldn't control myself, and I was crying. But he never
try to comfort you.
Never gave me that comfort.
Well, did he know what to do? He probably didn't know. A lot of people
He's been with me for 6 years. I've told him what I've needed. And if you don't know what I need necessarily, ask me. Yeah. What do you need me to do for you? And I said this during the video as well. If you're dealing with someone who's anxious, there's no way of you to understand what to do. We just need you to be there. Yeah. Just comfort me. Tell me it's going to be okay until it is okay. It's going to pass. And then we can talk about it afterwards. But at that moment, it's debilitating. There's nothing I can do. So I just remember him sitting there on that couch, and I'm like, wow. After all these years, you never bothered to do a Google on what to do, or sit me down and ask me, what can I do for you when you're feeling this way? And I would have just told you, hold me.
You know, during my depressed state, my ex, he was young too. And this is when I actually, because my therapist say all the time that with me trying to find a relationship, and I shouldn't be in a relationship right now. I don't know why I'm saying this. She
is not. You are not supposed to be in a relationship.
I was basically throughout my life, I was looking for someone to come save me from my depression. You know, they basically was able to comfort me or make me feel like everything was okay. The older ex that I was with for 5 years, he was perfect at that shit. Whenever I had a moment where I felt down or less than, he knew immediately what to do. Now, when I told you when I was doing his parties and the boy I was dating then, he was younger, and I just remember him saying like, I don't know what to do, Anthony. Just tell me what to do. Nigga, I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know. And then I started resenting him because it was like, when I was with so-and-so, he knew exactly what the fuck to do.
What would he do?
He was, like I said, just talk, tell me it'll be okay. Just listen to me. Just talk it out. Like, and that's how my talking it out is amazing. Like after a therapy session, man, I'm like, amazing. You unload. I remember telling her when I first met her, I was like, bitch, I knew it was a fucking problem when Beyonce and Jay-Z came down to Orlando, and I was at the Beyonce and Jay-Z concert on the fourth fucking row, 4 seats. My friend next to me, I took Denisha with me. That bitch is losing her shit. Everybody around me is losing their fucking shit. Only thing I can think of was like, bitch, I can't wait for this shit to be over so I can go to bed. Like, I just want to be in my room right now. This is just this. I am pushing through. I am trying my fucking best to just put on a face and everything like that. After that fucking concert, I immediately left, got in my car. Gabby was looking for, Gabby and Lily was out too. They went to the concert. They was going to ride back with us. Bitch, I ain't answering my motherfucking phone or nothing like that because I ain't want them to try to take me out or anything. I was, my friends can trigger me and they don't know. But I was going to a Tony Robinson concert, and me and Gabby was saying something, talking, and we was talking about my ex. And she said something that fucking, like, I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was just in the way of, like, playing devil's advocate or stuff like that. And it just, it made me feel like shit. That shit took me in the deepest depressive state I've ever been in.
I would have needed to go to somewhere like that because it would take my mind off of what the fuck I'm being anxious about.
What, to Tony Robbins or
no
to a concert?
A concert, whichever one is like being outside of what I feel like. Yeah. It's like I'll forget about it. Then when I come back home, I'm like back to like if I sit in my room, sometimes it makes it worse. So that's like when I'm in the bed, and these past 3 weeks I'm just staying home because I'm just so worried about the fucking future. Like when I just went to my last therapy appointment, I got there, I don't know how I drove to her. The second I get there, like she opens the door and I'm crying. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just fine. I don't even know what's wrong with me. And she's like, let's talk it out. And I'm like, within 20 minutes I was good, but there's talking it out that I just can't do by myself. So if you have someone that you can talk it out with, like now I have someone that I can talk about it with and like kind of understand me, but you just have to find someone that's
girl, being alone, not having in a relationship and stuff like that, I have to find ways to battle my depression and stuff without like necessary, because I called Sharice yesterday to try to talk about it and everything like that. And for the most part, it was cool, but it was so uncomfortable. It was just like I really didn't want to sit to talk to someone that I wasn't close with. Like, I am close with her. Let me tell you, but I don't sleep with every night. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Or someone that I just tell everything to.
Right.
So just to sit here and talk to your friends sometimes about you going through depression, it's kind of it can be embarrassing.
I be telling you.
You tell me, and you and I have a different, we talk about a lot of shit together.
Yeah, we do.
And even though you don't understand it, and I just don't understand, and I wouldn't say, I can't, I empathize with you when you go through your, when you have your anxiety moments and stuff. And
there's no way of you understanding it.
Because I don't suffer from it. And the same thing from you and depression. You don't suffer from depression, and you really can't understand it, but just being here listening and allow us to get, it works. But
I've been wondering, I've been trying to act like I'm a therapist when you be talking. I'm like, so you're feeling this way because, and you're like, nah, bitch, that ain't it. And I'm like, oh.
And I hate when she do that shit. No, bitch. No, just listen, bitch. Don't try to sit here. That's why I pay that bitch $100 for fucking 45 minutes. By the way, bitch, I told you she gave me an hour this last time, bitch.
You did.
Bitch, that's me and her friends, bitch. I told you I make friends with everybody, bitch, and they just give me free shit. But yeah.
Talk to me when you get a free session.
Have you had a free session yet?
I've gotten like a whole free hour or
How?
Or she'll do less because I'll stay there for my very first time was supposed to be 15 minutes. We stayed together for an hour and a half. It was free.
Okay, bitch. Okay.
Yeah, and then
but since you started on
we'll always go over.
We go over too, over 45 minutes or something like that.
30 minutes
that's
over?
too much. My therapists actually have clients.
Well, see, with mine, I'll either go really early in the morning because she works off of Claremont. So when she comes to the office in Winter Park, it's a little bit different.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I will go either after work, so I'll be her last person, or I'll be her real early one in Winter Park, and then she would leave to Claremont.
Yeah.
So she has that leeway of time.
That's why. No, my therapist see clients every hour on the hour.
But there's days that she's like, I only have this time. I'm booked all the way to this time. So I'll ask when her last person is. And so then I can be the last one.
I'm going to start asking her when her last appointment too, and so I can try to squeeze some extra time on her.
Yeah, because that way I don't feel pressed with time. Don't rush me.
I hate... Yeah, but then, like I said...
But an hour is a lot sometimes. There's times that I'm like, it's 40 minutes. Then we still got 20 minutes. The fuck we going to talk about?
What we going to talk about? Like, what the fuck? So...
We figure it out, though. It'd be an hour. I'm like, oh, we were still talking.
But yeah, friend. Well, we're going to go ahead and go to our next segment, which is...
unsolicited advice. So this one, I think we have two things. We have a letter, but then we also have... You guys always send us... It might not be a question, but it's definitely like a response to something we have said or, something along those lines. Actually, this one coming back, we got a big response from, at least on mine, I got a lot of them. DMs about the message, the last episode from yesterday, dealing with death. And I think I say this all the time that we're getting into our 30s and we're experiencing more death. Everyone's just getting older and we've just been around the earth longer. It's like more time for you to die some type of way.
Exactly.
So people just start dying. And that sounds terrible. That was
the way you came
so
out
bad. That came out so bad.
Okay, bitch. Yeah, they do though.
But a lot of you guys have been able to relate. You're saying that, you're starting to deal with things with your parents that you hadn't dealt with because, especially the time when we talked about, go visit them, or you're feeling that you don't want to see them during their deathbed, or you don't want to see them before they die because you didn't have a relationship, like things like that. Maybe it'll open you up to saying, I want to go see them. So the responses for dealing with death, I think, is really good with last week's episode. But this one came from, we read the review from Jam No Toast.
Yes.
We read your review and you sent us an email, which we thought it was hilarious. So we're going to read this one before we go into an actual advice one. So she says, fuck him and what he likes. So Jam No Toast says, thanks for reading my review on one of the latest episodes. Definitely getting used to y'all's banter. Love that you took both took the personality test because Carla is a great debater. It's all of that. See? I forgot about that part.
She said it's the great debater. She didn't say it was a great debater.
Oh, I'm the great debater. Okay, I like that too. Make me a plaque, bitch. Somebody write. I'm gonna make a shirt. It's Carla the debater.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna wear it every fucking episode.
Everybody, by the way, just pause on that. We got so much fucking feedback back that people don't like that, Carla, about this fucking argument. I try not to argue with Carla, and I told Carla before we recorded today, I'm like, Carla, how about you just listen to understand instead of listening to fucking like oppose.
We're about to argue right now if you keep going.
So, and that's what I'm saying. Like, she's just like, look, the bitch don't put these motherfucking nerdy ass glasses on. Bitch,
I want to be able to read better. Bitch is like,
you getting old, bitch.
I am.
But yeah, I'm like, people don't like that bitch. Let's just try.
I don't argue. I debate. Big difference. Anyway,
this is not a debate stage, bitch. We don't have to debate.
My life is a debate.
Here, no, but
my life is a debate.
So you don't have to challenge. I tell them, like, when I'm giving my views and opinions and stuff, friend, you don't have to challenge it. Like, girl, how you gonna challenge how I feel? This is how I feel. Just let me feel it.
I'm not challenging it. I'm telling you, when you're telling me how you feel, I feel the need to tell you how I feel about it. That's it. And usually it's different. I want to express myself too. Shit. Anyways, it's me, Jam No Toast. To start, let me tell you, I've always been a thin girl. I got that nickname because I was top heavy, 34 double D with no butt. All that jam and no toast. In the past, I've struggled with self-esteem, but I've been truly in love with my body for the past 10 years. Damn.
Good for you, girl.
I know, that's awesome. Pulling niggas, no problemo. Even adopted that nickname. I own my own little butt. Little booties matter. They do. Mm-hmm. Although mine is real big. But little booties do matter.
My booty big as fuck.
My booty is huge. Call me delicious, bitch. In college, I was on birth control called Depo, which makes you gain weight. I was still only 130 to 135 on that stuff. Since graduating and getting off birth control.
She must be short as fuck.
Why?
Because, bitch, 130, 135 is heavy to what she was saying. I'm just like, girl, you got to be like 5'2".
Well, she says since getting off... Let me finish. No, because she might just be thin. Since graduating and getting off birth control, I've maintained a weight between 115 and 120. That's... When I was 115, I was really skinny.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. I think she's short.
I'm not short.
Because weight is an issue for her.
Being skinny is. Oh. You are slow. Must be that weed. Anyway, so let me go back. She gets off birth control.
What would somebody say, Jam No Toast, bitch? Like, you think that
she's top heavy. She has really big titties.
That jiggle.
They're just big titties.
I get it now. I get the name.
Jam No Toast.
Okay, go ahead, friend. Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. Go ahead.
So she gets off birth control. She's between 115 and 120. Last week, I did the DMX challenge and sent it to one of my niggas. He replied and said, I like you better thicker. To which I replied, I don't give a fuck what you like, B, and found myself pissed off for the rest of the day. Why is it that men feel the right to comment on women's weight all crazy? Like, what was I supposed to say to him after that? Let me go eat something real quick then, Zaddy? Fuck out of here. I like him better when his dick stays hard, but you don't see me blurting out that when it turns out into a gummy worm and that ED hits, though. The fuck? So sick of men. So sick of men who prefer thick women getting involved with thin women than making hurtful ass comments like this. Fuck that nigga and his gummy worm ass dick. Thank you for reading. This is mostly like she was going off. Mm-hmm. And I get it. Like, men do sometimes like try to tell us what to do with our body or what they like. And it's just like, well, if that's what you like, that's not what I got. Go find it somewhere else. Mm-hmm. I can't help you with that. Like, if you're a ass man, don't come to me. Because, I mean, mine is cute, but it's not out here. Like, it's not a delicious ass.
Right. I don't think you, bitch, especially you don't know me, don't you come and make no motherfucking comments on my motherfucking body and what you like and what you don't like.
But it was an ex of hers.
Well, he did say, okay, it was an ex and shit. Okay, let me put this weed out.
Yeah, put the weed. What is you listening to? Didn't you do this? Didn't you read it?
Girl, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You know, she was supposed to go on. Go ahead, because I don't want to say nothing else stupid. Because I'm about to say, that's just, I thought it was somebody come up to you and say, I like you better thicker. Like, people have come up to me and told me they like me better thicker too. And it's just like, okay, well, I also...
was you going to pay for the medication for diabetes, bitch?
Yeah, bitch. I know that. And I was like, bitch, well, I don't like you, period. So it's just like, thank you for your fucking opinion.
But it was not warranted or needed or asked for.
It's not. And, you know, well, sometimes people mean it as a compliment too. Like, hey, you know, I don't want you to change. I want you to be.
It's not up to you whether I change or not. Like, fuck you.
Some people like, I just like you the way you are. And I tell people, like, listen, I didn't go through that transformation just for what people thought. I just went through it for myself. So, yeah, I guess. But yeah, bitch, you read the fuck down. This should have been and I don't want to like
shit talk.
Yeah, it should have been shit talk. We should have passed the shit talk.
Don't do that. Do not do that. But if y'all do have some shit to talk about, go and let us know.
Yeah, so this is what this should have been.
Right. So the other one is, this girl, I want to name her some like Ashley, because it's something like an Ashley would do. Sorry to all the Ashleys out there. So my boyfriend broke up with me 2 weeks ago, but he's still expecting me to fund a vacation. Initially,
bitch, you put on these.
Come on, I don't want to strain my eyes.
I'm sorry, this weed make me giggle.
It's the strain called giggle.
It's just
you can't smoke no more.
In there.
It's what?
Go ahead. It's part of the description. Of
giggle?
The weed. Yeah, you get the laughs. This is ape shit. That's the strain.
Well, don't smoke that
so
shit.
So y'all just Google ape shit and look up leafy, and you see the effects that I'm going through right now. It's happy. You see me smiling, bitch?
You ain't listening.
You right. Go ahead.
So he's still expecting me to fund a vacation. Initially, when we were together, I decided to plan and pay for a vacation for us. I wanted to pay for the entire thing simply because he doesn't have it like that. Can you believe that after breaking up with me, this nigga is going to call tonight asking if we're still going and for the trip details? When I said no, he said, why? And that I'm being petty. Am I being petty? Like, why the hell would I still be paying for a trip if we broke up? You were like, what? No. What? How you ever paid for a whole vacation?
Yeah, I did. I've been on both sides of this, bitch.
Oh, remember the one that didn't take you know when we talked about it?
Yeah. Did I tell you why?
You guys drove all the way there and...
Okay, so he did that multiple times, but my ex one time bought me, for my birthday, he told me he was taking me somewhere, right? Didn't know where or anything like that. He just told me, it's going to be these amounts of days and all this other stuff. So I'm excited and everything like that. But leading up to that, the night before or so, day before my birthday, I cheated on him. He and I had a big ass argument, and I went to get my dicks up. So
the night before the vacation?
No, for my birthday.
Oh, okay.
So I went out with Jerome to post, and I came back, went to sleep. I woke up. He was over me. He was like, "Do you have something to tell me?" And I was like,
"How did he know?"
He went through my phone, bitch. Now, I usually would delete shit and all this other stuff, but I didn't delete that or whatever. So I was like, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" So he ended up leaving. Like, he left out the house and everything like that. And I came and I was like, "Bitch, let me check my phone." I was like, "Fuck." He saw the message. He did. And the boy was like, basically, what's up? Like, you want to come through? This is my address and everything like that. And I went over there. So I was
and
like,
you're on my way.
But I was really, really mad with him. Like, we had a real big argument. So when he came back in, I just ended up telling him the truth. That's what I do when I get caught in shit. I just tell you the whole truth.
Yeah.
I just tell you the whole truth. Why? Because I can't. What the fuck I'm going to say? But you might as well own up to it. Yeah, you might as well own up to it. So I own up to it. So he ended up planning a birthday. He told me what he was doing for my birthday, right? He said, "Nigga, I planned the birthday dinner and everything like that for you. I planned for us to go to 180 and everything like that. I don't know if I'm still going to do it, but whatever." But he ended up still doing it. So on top of that, part of my birthday trip was, I thought I was going to Costa Rica. I told everybody I was going to Costa Rica. He knew that I wanted to go to Costa Rica. He just knew that because he wanted to take me to Costa Rica last year, but his ass was broke. But he was like, "I'm going to make sure I take you to Costa Rica." He bought my passport and everything the year before that, just so I knew I was going to Costa Rica. So this nigga didn't tell me, we going on a couple weeks went by. We were supposed to go like the second week in January or something. So the day of the trip comes up. Now, mind you, he took me to Target and everything like that the night before to make sure I had my toiletries, told me what to pack and everything like that. So the morning of the trip, I wake up all excited and I was like, "So what time are we leaving?" And he was like, "Oh, I ended up canceling the trip." And I tried to go back to after we got over our whole situation. I tried to go back, but I wasn't able to get it back. So, and I just didn't know how to tell you, and I just didn't tell you.
Bitch.
So I'm sitting there like,
he took you to Target and everything, knowing that there was nothing.
But mind you, he did that multiple times before, even when I didn't cheat on his ass. Because the shit he used to do, that's why I started cheating on him, to be honest with you. Like, when he pulled that whole shit in that cruise shit with my mama.
I'm going to fuck you up. Get my hopes that's high, and you don't take me nowhere.
High as fuck, bitch.
And then you got to sit there in the room. So what do you know when they have that meme where New York is sitting in the bed just like this?
Yes, that's how I was. I was in my guest bedroom
just sitting there in the bed.
I couldn't say shit.
Staring at the wall because it's not like you paying for it.
Yeah, I didn't pay for it, but also I knew I cheated on his ass. So what was I supposed to say? Like, what was I supposed to do, bitch? I mean, how can I get mad? I am mad. I am hurt. And I told everybody I was going to Costa Rica, bitch. Everyone.
So what'd you do? Did you post pictures?
I ended up breaking up with him about 2-3 months later, to be honest with you. I think that happened in January. I ended up breaking up with him in February. Yeah, so bitch, that was
I would have
it.
broke up with him that day.
That was it. No, but I had to make sure because that was a 5-year relationship. And I was just like, that was petty. I'm sitting here thinking like, is it petty? Was that petty for him to do? In that moment, I think it was extremely petty. However, we were not broken up. He should have broke up with me if he felt that way. You did, getting back to your letter. She did break up with the guy.
No, he broke up with her.
Oh, he broke up with her. Anyway, the relationship is done. Bitch, all prior commitments and contracts and agreements and shit are now null and void. Bitch, but I want to know what the fuck did she do with that money? Like...
Oh, yeah.
Like, what did you do with the trip? Did you cancel the trip? And it's like, I've seen pictures, like, for example, it was one movie, 47 Meters Below, when the sisters went on basically it was these two sisters. One of the sisters was supposed to get married, but she ended up not getting married the day before or whatever. And she still had the honeymoon. So she took her wild sister with her. And they're like that to Mexico. So they ended up having like a sister's trip. They ass got on a rusty cage, bitch, and the cage broke and it was down there with sharks, bitch. I think both of them died, if I remember correctly.
What are you talking about?
The movie, 47
I know, but
meters.
what does that have to do with this?
Oh, she could have took her friend. You could say she could have took her friend or something like that on the trip with her. Or your sister.
Friends dying for her to take some friends to go die somewhere.
Bitch, I was telling the movie, bitch. I was telling, I'm high, bitch. Now, when you have your high moments on this motherfucking air, bitch, we push through. All of us push through, bitch. All of the listeners, everybody push through. I was just watching like, and now they died? What is you talking about? I just feel like I'm listening like... We was going to talk about some stupid... We was going to talk about some depressed shit, bitch. I ain't want this shit to trigger me, so I had to be happy talking about this shit. I thought this was going to be very, like, draining, bitch.
It wasn't too bad because I think if we would have done this episode before therapy, it probably would have been worse. But I don't think
we wouldn't know what the fuck we would have talked about and how we would have felt about it.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that we're learning how to deal with it, we can talk about now from experience because we're going through it. So it's not like the death one where we're, maybe still we'll still have to deal with those feelings because we don't deal with them. But now that's the difference. We've been dealing with our anxiety and depression. We really haven't dealt with our death, like how we deal with death.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you don't deal with it, you start talking about it. Like I said, my dad's name, and then I'll start crying.
Well, I've dealt with my death issues. I don't think. I don't know.
No, you have.
Because it doesn't make me cry. I don't have any feelings or anything like that towards it. I'm not that. I'm a thug on the inside. I don't cry.
I'm a thug on the outside. A water bag on the inside.
But yeah, you're right. I was kind of embarrassed in the beginning when I first found out about me being depressed.
You were. You called me on FaceTime and you didn't want to talk about it. You was crying. And I think I laughed.
Bitch, was someone you did laugh. You did.
But I wasn't laughing at you.
Trigger, bitch. I just got back to that moment, bitch. That bitch laughed at me.
I made a joke about something.
I told her, bitch.
No, you hadn't told me yet. You called me and you were like upset. So at first I didn't know what you were upset about. So I tried to make a joke. And then you told me what it was. And it's like, well, let me continue the joke. Maybe you'll like feel better. I wanted you to like not cry. I was trying to be a good friend, bitch.
Yeah. Whatever.
I just didn't want you to cry. But then I was listening to you.
Yeah, after you get your little digs in and stuff like that.
It's not digs. I be trying to lighten up.
They feel like digs, bitch.
They're really lightening the mood.
They feel like it. So
you're not being petty.
But yeah, girl. Going back to you not being petty, I would have took one of my friends and everything like that, like a fuck you nigga trip, on there, and yeah, he had some motherfucking nerve, especially breaking up with you. So. Kiss my ass. But to my ex, bitch, you was being petty in that situation.
And post lots of pictures of you on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of them. Like, this is what you missed out on.
Exactly, nigga. So, we're going to go ahead and go to our next segment.
My favorite shit talk! Okay. You want to go?
What's yours?
I'm just going to piggyback once you're done with yours. Oh, well...
I can't, bitch. If I'm gonna change my shit talk, then if you gonna do some shit,
I'm gonna shut up.
No,
I'm going to shut up
on this motherfucking shit talk, bitch. Listen, girl. I'm finna change it. I'm not finna do this with you.
I'm going to shut up while you're talking.
This is not gonna be that episode. It's not gonna be that episode.
It's not. Why would it be?
Because you're gonna try to oppose about how I feel and everything like that.
I don't care about how you feel.
It's clearly, bitch, because you finna try to sit here and disprove my motherfucking feelings.
Why are you sitting up like a fucking stallion now, like you're ready to fight? I sat back like I'm about to have a good time, and you sat up like you're ready to fight.
I know how this shit is gonna go.
No, you don't. You don't know me.
This is your audience. Like this is.
You don't know me. Go ahead.
All right. So my shit talk. This motherfucking week goes out to Dave Chappell and that Stick and Stone motherfucking Netflix special that he dropped. Okay. And I think if y'all know me and if y'all been listening, y'all know exactly what the fuck I'm gonna say. And if you fuck with me, you should have felt some type of way too. I'm not saying the shit he wasn't saying wasn't funny, but you know, it was inappropriate. And I'm gonna tell you why. So one of his one of his little, what they call them? Skits. His segments or whatever, like when
during the stand-up,
yeah,
just one of his jokes.
Yeah, one of his jokes was about the LGBT community, specifically about trans people. Okay, so I had to watch it twice just to make sure that I was valid in my feelings, and I felt the exact same way. This second time. So basically, he was just talking about how, in a nutshell, how trans people really don't. Well, for one, how the LGBT community is divided. Like the L's don't fuck with the B's and the G's don't nobody fucks with the B's, which are the bisexuals, and the G's don't fuck with the L's, and the G's are the one that actually, like, he was using this whole car skit about how the G's are driving the cars and shit like that, and just talking about the trans are back there, the T's are back there. It's just the one you don't want to say shit because they slowing down the progress. So basically, getting to the point, he used the car as an example of saying that, you know, the community is trying to be progressive and everything like that and overcome oppression, basically. Mm-hmm. And he was saying that the reason why it's going to work is because the G in the LGBT community, which is the gays, mostly ran by the white gays, are driving the car and everything. So basically what he was saying about trans people is that nobody fucks with trans people because trans people are slowing down the progressions. Nobody, and then he went on to say about him not understanding being trans and everything like that. You know, he used an example of like, what if I tell y'all motherfuckers I was Chinese born in a black body? Like, you know, and it's just like, and also made a joke about the whole bathroom situation. I think all of it was in poor fucking taste. Especially how, and look, I get it about people being comedians and it's that fucking job and that's what you're supposed to do. You know, you make fun of issues that people don't poke fun at. But this issue is so sensitive is because, look, black trans women are fucking dying left to right. I haven't gone on as my shit talk because I'm so tired of naming the women every fucking week or every fucking other day.
So far,
there's 16 women that have died, trans women that have died this far this year of color. Okay, and he's a black man sitting up there just continuing to feed into this negative that they are jokes, right? Nobody really fucking cares about them, and to go on and say to make fun of that, we just had a fucking dude, 20-year-old dude in Philly. Basically, he was dating a trans woman.
So you heard about what happened with him, right?
What happened?
He was abusing her.
He was?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the part of, there was the outrage of the man that he was being made fun of because he was dating a trans woman. It's like, oh, you fuck with niggas, like he's not a woman. What people don't know is that he was abusing the woman. Okay. Domestic violence. She broke up with him and didn't want to be around him. And that's when he committed suicide.
Okay, cool. Thank you for the fact.
Yes.
So I even got that far.
So, because I think we were going to talk about it.
He was being bullied.
No,
though.
he was. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It gets bullied all the time. But the reason, we don't know the exact reason because he didn't leave something behind. But he was triggered over the fact that she left him and didn't want to get back with him.
Well, I'm about to read that and everything like
that
to see where it came from. But anyway, nonetheless, dude was being bullied for who he loves and everything like that, which is, like I said, inappropriate. We just have to be careful with the things that we joke about in our community, especially things as serious like this, and nothing is being done to stop this. It's not really being talked about in politics or anything like that about black trans women dying. Of course, you have shows like Pose and all this other stuff, and I was watching Dear White People, and Laverne Cox had a role in there. So you're starting to see trans people show up more and more in your daily life than you ever seen before. However, like I said, no one is doing anything to stop this death. So we just have to bring awareness to this. We have to be careful of the things we say. And like I said, it was a bad taste. Funny shit though. I'm gonna give it to you. It was hilarious. Funny. It was funny. But like I started off and said, it was in bad taste, and that's my shit talk. We gotta be careful though. So that's it.
We'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to go to Patreon to get bonus episodes. Today we're doing our first Q&A live. I think tonight we're gonna talk about parts of this episodes that we've cut out that y'all will never hear on the main feed or on any feed, but we're going to talk about it on the Q&A live. So Again, that's www.patreon.com/shit I'm30. We'll hit and tag it. It's $3 for 1 episode a month or $5 for 2 episodes. And well, that's it. We're wrapping up the week. Goodbye. He already pushed his mic away, so I'm the only one saying bye. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
No.